Here, this is a 3D1 coil, meaning that it has 3 components, but it records every component individually. The 3D3 has 3 components, but it records all 3 components at the same time.
Okay.
So this one's a lot slower than a 3D3, but this is a 3D1.
So a 3D1 records individually?
Yep.
Okay.
And apparently you can only set the gain for Z.
Okay.
So go ahead and hit enter. And then leave gain at 1.
Okay.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah. Can you still see that?
And then go ahead and slide down to the integration rate of 4 seconds.
Integration rate of 4 seconds.
So what's that saying? Every record that's getting recorded, it's going to take measurements for 4 seconds and stack all of those together to make one measurement.
How many, actually, no, never mind.
So
Stupid question.
Is it averaging over 4 seconds then?
It's averaging every measurement it makes for 4 seconds and then calling that a record.
So it's really doing this, this jump up, positive, negative,
it's running at
positive.
285 hertz.
Yeah, it's
So
doing
it's
it quick.
a lot,
okay. I was just, I wasn't sure the hertz, but I was about to ask, how quick is it doing? I was like, oh, wait a second, we have a hertz.
So then the RX delay, leave that at 0. On-time measurement will be no. RX coil, this is a 31.4 meter.
Okay.
And go ahead and hit the main menu and go to test. And I have to run those first 2 tests again.
Okay.
And it's worth noting here that your battery voltage is 12.1 volts. And there's also a battery test button on the transmitter, and you always want to keep an eye on that, both batteries, but specifically the transmitter battery, because as the voltage drops, your current will drop.
Okay.
So
it's
when
voltage.
you're doing the 30 hertz, you have an integration rate of 15 seconds, where it's measuring over for 15 seconds and averaging all that. Your current can actually drop over the time that it will take to finish.
Significantly? Does pressing the battery check button affect the measurements? Okay. Okay, cool. I don't know why it would, but
Okay,
it's
the
worth
first 2
asking.
tests are
Great, so now if you go to main menu, you can go over to measure. And then here it's going to show you your primary voltage, which is in nanovolts per meter squared, and it's negative. So what that means is you need to flip your reference cable.
So this one?
Yeah, so you can just flip that.
Whoop. Flip reference. Thank you.
Most people are gone.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Then what?
They're doing their various surveys.
It's still negative.
Yeah, so you have to go to main menu and go back in to measure.
Yeah, it's getting chilly out here. It did drop pretty quick, actually.
It's dropping.
And so now it's going to be positive.
Okay.
And go ahead and hit enter, and it will make a measurement. So you're going to watch this right here. It's going to say Z01. When that moves to Z02, go ahead and hit main menu.
Okay, where am I looking at?
So
that?
Right here it's Z03.
Okay.
Then it's going to say Z04 here in a second.
Okay.
And so that's basically all of the records. Go ahead and hit main menu and go to recall, which is the R.
Okay.
And then go to the TB prime. So that's
I'm not. Okay, that's the prime.
Values.
Okay.
And
Press enter.
Yep. So it's going to give you a list of every value every measurement at every time gate. So if you open up this book here, there's a table talking about how to set the gain. Okay, so here it tells you what the highest value it can be for that gain. So right here we're looking at the first record, which is 1, not 0. It's going to be 170 E7.
Okay.
So
And that's in...
that's in nanovolts per meter squared. But I wouldn't worry about the units. You're just matching numbers here. So that's 0.170 E7.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 1.7 times 10 to the 6th. So it's kind of immediately looking like a gain 2, but now you want to add 10% to that value. So you're still going to be under 1840, so I'd set that to gain 2.
Why do you want to add 10%?
Because if the signal changes, you want to make sure that you don't rail your instrument.
And what's that table called that you just
This
read
is
off of?
the Useful Tables and Graphs, Appendix D.
Appendix D, okay.
It's actually in the ProTem manual. I asked Brian if you could make a copy of that and tape it to the lid.
Uh-huh.
That way it's always just available. And you don't have to carry around a book and look up tables.
Yeah. Cool. So how do I set it to 2? Gain
Okay,
2?
so now we're going to go to main menu.
Main menu.
We're going to go back to adjust.
Adjust. And then set
And then
it.
Z equals 2. And then enter.